Permission to record, Diego?
Yeah, you're good.
Permission to record, Sonny?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, keep going. So people got in early. Coach Kingsbury got in at 3:30.
Around that time.
I knew those
never-
reports.
I never knew how early he would get because he was there for, like, when I got here. And when I would get in, he would always be there. So I don't really know the exact time, but it was around that time.
I knew those reports of being tall, good-looking, and rich, and good at networking. I knew those reports were fake. Do you know why? Because I'm tall, good-looking, and rich, but I work fucking hard. Look at Sonny's face. Because people tell me that. They're like, "Oh, you're just tall and pretty," and and then just people give you shit. I'm like, no, I work way, way, way hard. Look at how hard I hustle as a donor.
Yeah.
So I love this. So people got in early, Diego, and then what did you do with
I
that?
started showing up early. Just like that.
Versus just doing your bare minimum,
Exactly.
right? So you didn't have an innovation, you just had quantity of time. How did you get to your innovation?
So I started using that time to start learning the offense on my own. I had access now
This
to
is
all
called
the film.
moonlighting at your job by doing more of your job. This is a pattern I call moonlighting, where you're moonlighting, literally moonlighting, not after your job, you're moonlighting at your job before your job.
Yeah.
So you're doing two jobs.
So I started learning the offense on my own because I was like, I might not have a chance right now to be around football and all that.
Sure. So you
But
got to
when
learn.
when that chance presents itself, I'm gonna be ready. I'm not gonna be.
Heck yeah.
Whenever they say, "Okay, Diego, can you do this?" or "Do you know what play is this?" and I was like,
You're the easiest person to hire because you're moonlighting. I love my own podcast. I'm the only person who actually reads my own freaking Twitter and my notes.
Yeah.
Because you made Coach Kingsbury it easy. You made it easy for him to hire you for the next job because you're already moonlighting doing the extra work of that job, correct?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Keep going.
So I had my recruiting test that
Sure.
was my job.
That was your job.
And then on the side, I was just
Learning
using
the
the
offense.
extra time to learning the offense,
Learning the
learn the
offense.
ins and outs, and I would ask questions. The other coaches, I would jump in there and say, "Hey, I have a question about this play." this and
Clarification, and then forcing the mentor to clarify their own understanding to explain to the random dude from Japan.
that. Right. And then
Did you notice I didn't say where Diego's from?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because people think I'm Japanese, right? When we're talking about, the callback
Yeah.
in comedy, the callback of
Yeah.
6 minutes ago with like that Japanese offensive line coach.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
So then, it was like summertime. Everybody had gone home, and I knew that I could go back home to Mexico, spend time with my family. But I knew I needed that extra time. in the
Summer
office
internship.
on my own.
Summer internship inside your internship as extra work.
Exactly. So then I.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started. I not only learned the plays,
Megan, can I get a pen and paper later? Pen and paper.
so I not only.
This is in the summer.
Learned the plays, like the route concepts and all that. I started learning the signs, the signals, and all that. And so I learned everything within a few weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it, and it was so fascinating.
So then, what did you do that was innovative with the signals after you learned them? Did you just increase the speed of signaling?
No, so so I was just watching and observing,
Okay.
waiting for whenever I was needed. So
Whenever you were what?
whenever I was needed, basically.
I see.
And so I was just around. I was taking a bunch of notes.
Yeah.
Meetings and just
Sure.
watching, and
Sure.
I would stand right next to Coach Kingsbury when I practiced, and just to see him, how he carried himself, how he signaled, how he everything, just to get used to it, because he's
And that's
really fast. Really
Yeah.
fast.
Because you're literally on the clock.
Yeah.
And how do you speed it up?
And then, so there was that, and then I spent probably that first season just watching,
Okay. And how long have you been at Texas Tech?
Going into year 5.
Wow. And what's your role now?
Right now, my role is I'm a recruiting, quality control, and I help out on offense with
Cool.
the running back.
Quality control is like the big thing now.
Yeah. It covers a lot of.
Do you do Deming? Do you know about Deming with quality control? You're welcome. Do you know about Deming? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna pee, and this is not even a commercial break or a pregnant pause. This is I really do need to pee. I've needed to pee for a while.
Okay, all right.
2 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay. What time is who's coming in back next? Should be our juniors, shouldn't it?
Jeremiah? Now at 9:30. Caden. At 9, Alvin. And then Caden.
What time are they coming in?
Alvin at 9.
Oh, Alan's at 9?
Yeah, and Caden at
9:30. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll just sit here for
Jeremiah. I have to take Jeremiah to the airport at 9:30.
Oh, you do it at 9:30? You took him over to the facility?
Aaron did.
Aaron did? Okay. Was Coach there?
Mm-hmm.
He was?
He's meeting with him.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron and Ashton are bringing him back.
Back and forth. Yeah. And then, so when there, everything was all set up, like TVs were set on, like, over the facility. Yeah. I'll go over there.
I like your hat.
Hi. How old is he? He's 10 months? Okay. Yeah. He's liking those potatoes.
Yeah, y'all said yesterday that y'all were gonna come back to me. I've been looking for the baby.
He's very popular. William. Eyes up, young ladies, for a selfie. Hey, does he want an omelet? The hotel's flying. Does Alex want an omelet? Seriously? No. Is that Alex on the phone? Yeah. Does he need an omelet to go?
Are y'all guys doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing well. Yeah.
Waters, juices.
Yeah. We're hanging out for the next crew that comes through.
Oh,
I think 9:30.
Okay.
What kind of dog is that?
Shih Tzu.
Like a Shih Tzu, yeah.
Deming.
Yeah.
Deming. Everyone's talking about everyone's got that's their quality control. When I first saw that at the Super Bowl, I'm like, did you just make up your title? He's like, no, it's the big thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know about Deming? Because if you're gonna talk about quality control, that's engineering shit, and that's what Deming did. Is he went to Japan because nobody in America wanted to do quality control.
Yeah.
I don't know shit all about that because I'm in sales.
Right. Yeah.
But I did have to learn it when I did. And if your job has quality control in it, the innovation is coming from inside of Deming, which is where they stole it from.
Yeah.
So the people who stole it, photocopy degradation, stole it, got worse, stole it, got worse, stole it, got worse. This is how I turn shit companies around and get paid obscene amounts of money, which is I asked Sonny, when you started your fucking company, what did you want it to fucking do?
Yeah.
What was your original? Why aren't you fucking doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, okay, great. Thank you for that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh. So all I did was whisper to Cliff Kingsbury words. Oh, but Larry, you're just using my words against me. No, I'm helping you remove the enemy that is the worst enemy, which is your own enemy. That's some Tony Robbins next level shit because he hasn't said that yet, but I can quote I read a lot, and I'm not good at memorizing, but I made myself good at memorizing, which is like chapter 8, you reframe. Tony Robbins hasn't come up with that.
Yeah.
But when I hang out with Tony Robbins next for free, or that he pays me to hang out, I'll be like, hey, how about getting the enemy of themselves out of the way by using their own words for them?
Yeah.
That's what a douchebag whisperer does. Do you guys know about douchebag whisperer?
No.
Why is it only the genius guy laughing? Okay, get comfortable. Douchebag whisperer is what? How many stud 19-year-old dudes can throw it like 85 yards and has never thrown a football before and is like, hey, one little tweak, okay? You're throwing a fucking football, Chiang. You're not throwing a baseball, okay? You know, this is the slightly behind the ear and you're holding the football fucking wrong, okay? Put your index finger near the fucking point. Greg Colby. So he would coach me in gym class, and I'm like, oh, is this how you throw a football? I thought you'd throw a football like, you know, like a fastball.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to like, you know,
Just come on.
and then I always knew to tuck the thumb. How coachable am I in gym class where he can see a 40% improvement? And so then he's like, yeah, I'll take a flyer on, it was high school football.
Yeah.
Using words from Cliff Kingsbury for Cliff Kingsbury 2.0. That's the douchebag whisperer, where I pay attention to all your stuff and then I DJ in what I call other external APIs. You're a quality, what do you call it? Quality what?
Quality control.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is DJing a book, Edwards Deming, some Deming guy, to improve your job, to go to the source code, read the source material. What a douchebag whisperer is a stand-up comedy. But also, you're trying to tell a 19-year-old kid, hey, something's up. You're not fucking up, but you sort of are fucking up. You're 19, okay? How do you convince him? Because he's the best athlete he's ever met. And well, you guys know stereotypes. Like, do you listen to the Chinese guy who never played one inning of D1 baseball, or do you listen or did you see like our personas have an impact on the information and how it was received? Because most kids today just want to hear it from the head coach. And then how are you able to convey what the head coach says with care and adoration? Douchebag whisperer. Because it's hard. Because you're literally mentoring up the food chain. And then so the way that I do it is I teach the kid how to learn. Like, no, sounds like you're the smartest guy you've ever met, okay? Even though Larry Chiang is literally the smartest guy in Silicon Valley. So you're smarter than me. I'll show you how to learn. Teach me something. And then they're like, hey, wow, that was creepy. Or this kind of situation where like, how many questions did I ask? 70. How many questions did the rest of the class ask? 6, 2. I'm like, I outlearned. I out note took. And then the whole money thing is, I took more notes during the 2 games at Texas Tech than the entire fan base combined times 10 times 1,000. Those are my notes during game, in game, just like my money. Like, that's why Cliff Kingsbury isn't a tall, good-looking mistake who's good at networking. It's the body of work. So my body of work during 54 outs, and also like, look at how much I did during the pee break. Because I prepped. I saw Alex's parents, mom. But the Deming thing is like douchebag whispering because somebody gave you that title. And now you're going to give that title back to them with added value and then train your replacement, which is what you're taught to do.
Yeah.
You're taught to train your replacement in order for you to rise.
Yeah. There was another story. He's actually the offensive coordinator at Vanderbilt. Remember Dave, right?
Dave, right,
Yeah. David Wright.
I never met him.
What happened? What happened to Jim Wright?
So when Cliff first got hired here, David was he was UCLA. He was a student assistant for Rick Neuheisel at UCLA. Was at Iowa as a player. Walked on.
What?
So-
Walk-ons are the best.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't walk on, did
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
I had you like a douchey, like, you know, 5-star recruit.
No.
You like that compliment?
No.
You like that
Yeah.
compliment? You like that compliment?
Yeah.
I knock you down a bunch and then I pick you up real nice.
Yeah.
That's douchebag whispering.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour.
Right. Yeah, but now Dave just showed up.
Yeah,
here
so Dave showed up and what?
And met literally like probably the first week Cliff was on a job. He just flies in himself, meets him in the parking lot as he's walking in the facility, and it's like, hey,
That's the ambush meeting.
Yeah.
That's an ambush meeting.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
on.
Yeah, I love your offense. Here's my resume. We have like 3 different people on this resume that you know that cross over, know you and
Sure.
know me.
Cross-pollination, body of work.
And I would do anything to learn your offense and work for you, whatever you want me to do. And that was it. And then Cliff comes in, and he's like, I gotta hire the guy, right? I mean, he just like came
No
out.
choice.
Yeah.
No choice. No
And
choice.
so he did, and then Dave was here for like maybe a year or 2, and then he went to the Green Bay Packers as like a quality control receivers.
See?
And worked his way up. And was
You
like
think he
assistant
read Deming's
quarterback.
book 17 times like I did?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going
Yeah.
to. I need to. I
Yeah.
haven't read it once.
Yeah.
I'm not
Then-
quality controlling on myself then.
Yeah.
So then
Anyhow,
Dave.
he went to he worked with Cliff in Arizona. For the last
After
2
Green
years.
Bay?
Yeah,
After Green
yeah,
Bay?
after Green Bay. He
Nice.
learned from Green Bay.
Well,
And
sure,
then,
you drag along your team.
Yeah. And then, but this is where like the management part of it got involved. 'Cause
Which was how?
they ended up firing Dave after this season.
Because,
Production.
from
he was
the
the receivers coach. And so-
from the Cardinals.
Yeah, yeah,
But you want that.
yeah.
I mean, you're not
It's hard
rising
for-
high enough.
Yeah, it's hard for Cliff though because it's like
Wait,
that
wait.
was his guy.
Cliff didn't fire him?
No.
What?
Yeah, because it's the structure of like
Yeah.
a general manager.
Yeah, but like
does
that's
a lot of
weird.
Hiring, firing, you know.
But that's weird.
I know. It's very
But you
weird.
actually want that.
Yeah.
You actually want to get dicked
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You actually want to get dicked like
Yeah.
that. And that's what's so counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Because once you're at that level, if you're not getting dicked, this is what Tom Chiang, my dad, taught me. If you're not getting dicked twice a year, you're not important.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after Augie Garrido, I got fucked out of $1 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because first of all, within 12 months of leaving baseball, I made a lifetime of money. So there's $1 million. And I'm like whining to my dad. He's like, there's no crying in money.
Yeah.
Like, you want people to fuck you for $1 million. I was
Yeah.
like, what planet am I on that, chapter 8, reframe.
Yeah.
Like, what planet am I on that's good news? He's like, how much money do you have? I'm like, he's like, you lost $1 million, okay? Like, that's good. I'm like, reframe.
Yeah.
So then when Tony Robbins talked about it, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Tom Chiang.
Yeah.
But then that's what you want. You want to get screwed like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to get screwed like that.
Yeah.
Because then you're a name. And then you just thank the GM, you thank Cliff, and then you double.
Right.
Has he done that yet?
He went to Vanderbilt as the offensive coordinator.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade. Because if he was in the middle of getting fired,
Yeah.
or you'd be like, hey Larry, he just got fired, I'd be like, hey, connect me to Dave, and I will douchebag whisper to him.
Yeah.
You know, chapter 8, unlimited power,
Yeah.
external API. Let's try to double you from that negative circumstance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wouldn't take any money for it. I would just help because it was
Yeah.
solving a problem. But he was already an offensive coordinator at Vanderbilt. That's huge.
Yeah. So is that what you do with companies, individuals?
I just ask them what their original thing was, and
Yeah.
then I just listen and I just take notes. I mean, I have taken more notes than like this table combined times 10 right now.
Yeah.
Sonny laughs every time during the callback because Sonny is actively listening. I'm not saying that you don't listen. I'm just saying that that's just what like American douchebag people do. So okay. Augie Garrido, he's a football coach. He's a baseball coach,
Yeah.
University of Texas. He used to yell at people, and I would laugh.
Yeah.
And he's like, Chiang, what's the problem?
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, what? And he's like, what's so fucking funny, Chiang? Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
I'm yelling at people. I'm like, well, I'm laughing because this is actually another callback. I'm actually tying 4 things together. Why are you laughing? Well, I'm laughing because you care about the guy that you're laughing at more than he fucking cares about his fucking self, because he actually doesn't self-respect himself to fucking grow.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And then he starts laughing, and everyone's like, Chiang doesn't even fucking play, okay? Why is he your fucking favorite? Okay, he sucks at baseball. I'm like, I don't suck, okay? I just don't get to play, okay? If I were to play, I'd be the fucking star.
Yeah.
No, not exactly. Not exactly. Do you do good in practice? I actually did do good in practice. Anyway.
You're a pitcher?
Yeah, righty.
Yeah.
Get it? Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
Which is why when Texas Tech baseball got beat with not just one righty, but two righties that were the same. Hey, that Alex Lim, he sure did do a good job. When you throw back-to-back righties that are the same guy, that is the giantest FU of like, hey, you're not adjusting to this. I'm going to pummel that non-adjustment until you adjust.
They did never adjust.
They never adjusted because they're just like, oh, maybe we'll just see something else. Maybe the fortune will change even though our work is the same. Insanity. So when he would laugh, and that's a callback because now I'm interrupting two people with their own self-talk. Because the only way to edit a person is to figure out the language that they previously coded. Neurolinguistic programming, Tony Robbins studied. I studied this Tony Robbins source code of John Grinder and Richard Bandler, neurolinguistic Gestalt. One was a Gestalt therapist, one was a linguist. Mr. and Mrs. Palish, how are you guys?
How are you?
You guys, this is Jacob. Come say hi real quick. Come say hi real quick.
How are you going?
You guys are so Texas nice standing. I should stand. Who wants a hug? You know what? You're going to stand for this guy. I'm going to hug this guy. Never mind manners.
How are you?
Oh, you don't matter.
This is Diego. This is Sonny. These are Jacob Palish, lefty pitcher.
Oh, okay. So